Hello. Welcome to Monster Match. Thank you for trusting us today with your heart. We will hopefully have you in the arms of your chosen monster as quickly as possible, for we strive to make sure that everyone on our app finds love. Now, for safety reasons, we can only give out 10 monsters to you per session. Those hunters really put a downer on the business, and we've had to up our safety protocols. If you're one of those said hunters, please leave. Our patrons are getting tired of the free snacks. Now, let's see. Oh, right. If you are a monster seeking other monsters, please look at our new app, Entwined, where the fates will weave some magic about your relationship. Monster Match is exclusively for humans looking for monsters or monsters looking for humans. We appreciate your understanding. All right then, shall we proceed with today's session? Your first match of the day is the android, Data. I'm not exactly sure how he got back on the app, but apparently you have matched him, which means you, potentially, could create a very long, very successful relationship. Data is very motivated to learn how the biological life and, well, not quite mechanical life can potentially fit together. And maybe you can be his key to figuring that tiny part out. If he jokes about his exoskeleton, well, just laugh along the first few times. He still thinks it's funny to joke about getting hard, or being hard. Obviously, quite like Star Trek, which is where he got his name from originally. If he rambles on about it too long, we suggest that you change the subject or tell him he's rambling, though from personal experience that may not work all that well, unfortunately. Your second match is Arcadia. Arcadia is quite the sweet bear. And while that might seem quite alarming, a bear woman of such size, she is a renowned seamstress that really enjoys her fashion and should not be taken simply by her cover. Remember, it's what's on the inside, not the outside, that's important. If you have a liking for chocolate or anything that might be sweet, you and Arcadia should get along quite well, as she has a voracious sweet tooth. If you can get past her initial awkwardness, she also quite enjoys cuddles. So, hopefully that is enticing enough to help you get past her introverted and shy nature. It looks like he's back again. Your third match is Theodore, also known as Theo. Quite the giant of a man, who quite enjoys his pranks. He tends to leave his miniatures, which in human size are actually statues, as presents all over the place. So if you agree to match with him, and you find a statue on your lawn the next morning, do not be alarmed. It's his way of showing appreciation for your attention. He is also quite fascinated with lightning and taking long walks in the forest. Just don't try to keep up with him if you're walking in the forest. One of his strides is like 20 human strides, so have him pick you up, put you on his shoulder, and you'll enjoy quite the nice evening. Our next match is Blue. She has an actual name in the language of the kaiju, but it's almost impossible for any human to pronounce, And I'm just not going to try and roar until my throat is numb, which is what happened last time. She very much enjoys sports, hence why her most common joke tends to be being the biggest fan. In addition, she is quite fond of dentistry. Apparently, after picking... Maybe that's not the best story to share when we're trying to get her a match. I'm not quite sure why that's in the notes. Let's just say she enjoys dentistry and helps other people, other kaiju, to keep their dental hygiene up. She is rather outgoing and will not be afraid to tell you her mind. Your fifth match is, oh, by the stars. Say hello to Choo Choo. He is a rather aggressive, rather pushy individual who enjoys running and trains. He's very much into travel, and for the most part, he is a perfectly average person. Unfortunately, his pushy nature, which he might call motivation, can get on your nerves. But don't let that stop you. That can be all a part of his charm. At least give him a chance so he can find a life partner. Maybe you can teach him that being pushy isn't the best path. Your sixth match for today is Moriarty. She is a detective training to be a good familiar for a chosen witch or wizard. She is rather curious and often gets into things that you probably don't want her to get into. It's a part of her charm, for the most part, but it also is why she tends to bring things up you thought were completely secret. Don't worry too much about it. A small scratch behind the ears, and she'll tend to be distracted and hopefully forget the information that she dug up until she digs it up the next time. Your seventh match is Brimstone. I quite like this one. Brimstone is a demon, of course, but he quite enjoys finding antiques, learning more about ancient human cultures, and altogether is rather interesting as a demon. He's not your typical demon, but rather a individual who wants to break away from the stereotypes of his race. Give him a chance, and he'll show you just how romantic he can be, how protective he can be, and he won't even ask you for your soul in return. Your eighth match is Jane. Jane enjoys observing rather than participating. We're not exactly sure why, but it seems to bring her joy to watch her partner doing simple tasks, cooking, cleaning, walking down the street, buying groceries. It doesn't seem to really matter that activity. She just enjoys watching people be people. And when it's her partner, well, she enjoys it more. We don't know why, and maybe you can find out when you ask her. She is rather adept at solving mysteries and prefers not to be the center of attention. But that doesn't mean that she doesn't want to be the center of your attention. Your ninth match is Ramus. I should say that Ramus is a people person. He likes to please people, and he doesn't quite understand how human society works. So if you hear him describing himself as a Sigma male, understand that he doesn't know that humans don't operate in pack structures, and he thinks that he's identifying with your humanity. Give him a chance to correct his mistake and or giggle about it, and then let him continue with his misperceptions, as it seems his last partner did. He's trying, and he's a rather good guy. You won't ever really feel alone with Ramus around. Our final match today is Lily? Oh, wait, sorry. She is actually called Lady of the Lost, the Shadow Taker. We just call her Lily because it is easier to say that rather than all of her titles every time you address her. And she quite enjoys many of the activities that people would associate with otakus, or I guess some people would call them weebs. She enjoys dressing up, going out to conventions, and simply enjoying anime with others. If you can draw her into a conversation about anime, even if you don't find that she's your match, that she's your monster, you'll still have a friend for life, and she'll always be watching over you from the shadows. That is our 10 monsters for today. Data, the android; Arcadia, the bear woman; Theo, the giant; Blue, the kaiju; Choo Choo, the slime; Moriarty, the cat girl; Brimstone, the demon; Jane, the Shogoth; Ramus, the wolf boy; and Lily, the eldritch being. Hopefully, one of these entices your gaze or your interest, and you match with them. If you do not, we hope that you come back to Monster Match for another 10 monsters. We have many monsters who would like to pair with humans, and we're very careful to vet the ones that are looking only for a free snack. We thank you for choosing Monster Match for all your monster to human needs. Hello, my sparkles of adventure. If you made it this far in the video, thank you. Seriously. I'd also like to thank Juany and Silent for not only the generation of the idea for this audio, but also helping to kind of put it together with me, in a way. This one was interesting to try and put together simply because I've never really tried to do anything production-wise on this scale, and I just don't have the video editing and artistic skills to try and put the full vision of what I had in my head together. I'm hoping maybe sometime in the future I can revisit the idea like this, do parts 1 and part 2 again or something like that, with like someone that actually knows what they're doing, so I can put the full vision into effect. Just because I wanted to make this so big, and I don't have the skills to back up the vision, and after hitting my head, I kind of lost some of the time that maybe I could have polished up some of this stuff, which I guess kind of leads into if you're knocked down, if life knocks you down, don't be afraid to get back up. But at the same time, don't push yourself so far that trying to get back up is breaking you just as much as falling down. If you need to stay down, if you need to rest, allow yourself to rest, but don't keep yourself down too long. Let yourself rest, let yourself heal, then push yourself back up and get right back at it. Because your light is important to the world. It's unique to you, and if you don't take care of yourself, then the world loses something wholly unique in you. So, with that in mind, I'll see you next time.